Okay, so you know the subframe that I have been spending so much time reaching around, smacking my head into, and just generally having in the way? It turns out it's held in by 4 bolts, which means I should be able to. Nothing? Ah, well, I guess I'm doing this the hard way. Oh well. Didn't I have some 10 mils out here? I feel like a dumbass. There is so much more room for activities. Oi, should have done that from the start.
So I took a little break. I went inside. I was like, man, I feel kind of like sleepy. I'm going to take a short nap till Kit gets home. I think it was like 3, 4 o'clock, something like that. I don't know. I wake up to her over me at 7:30 and she's like, it's 7:30 at night. And I'm like, huh? Where am I? Who am I? What is happening? Oh, you dropped the subframe out of the beat.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Like I said in the other short video I took, I feel like a dumbass because this gives so much room for activities.
Wow. You could this.
Yeah.
You could get to everything.
Yeah.
This is crazy.
Should have done that before. Lesson learned. Working on the beat, drop the rear subframe.
You can get to everything. I also don't know
Also,
if I'm going to...
bumper cut.
Well, yeah,
So.
bumper cut. I also don't know if I'm going to split up the beat work into its own video or...
We'll find out how much there is.
Yeah.
And when there is.
Depending on how you see it, that's how I did it.
Yep.
So little. Slay. I'm like, I wonder how unstable this is with just the strut and like the trailing arm in there. I don't want to fuck up the bushings. I'm not going to do that too much. That's crazy. Where's all my other locating members?
Over there.
On the floor.
On the floor. I'm really impressed.
What?
I
thought you were mad.
Doable.
What?
No,
what?
like this is how the fuck how. So you know how oil galleys in the crank?
Uh-huh.
They usually come in from 2 angles and there's a plug somewhere you got to pull out to clean them and everything because you can't get a straight run.
Right?
Honda found a straight run.
Huh.
There's no weird little plugs to pull out. Right up there. There's a straight run. You just clean it out.
Huh.
How the fuck did you do that, Honda?
Well, I mean, to be fair, the crank journals are like this fucking big.
Yeah, which is why I'm even more impressed. There's no room for error.
Yeah, but it's Honda.
This is true.
I like how we're doing just tiny Japanese cars in tandem right now.
Mine's smaller.
We know. Love you, babe. It's okay. It's real cute, though.
It is.
Wait, what are you doing now?
Cleaning the rod journal before I lube it.
Ah.
And then I'm going to put assembly lube on this, and then I got to put it back together.
For the last time.
In theory, yes. In practice, we'll see. In theory, yeah.
Yeah. Sure. I've created a monster. She's like, I'm about to do something now. Get the camera out. I'm like, I've created a little whore who likes to be on camera. Well.
Not that I like to be on camera.
Well.
Yeah, well.
Well.
No, I know the people like the beat content. Hi.
They do. It's because we're doing something fucking stupid.
We are. Assembly lube. Before you put it together.
Put lube on it before you spin it, baby.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's because we've been backed into a corner circumstantially with this motor where it's like the best course of action is the worst course of action, and it's going to be really entertaining.
Yeah.
We're in bucket we ball territory. It's going back together.
Mm-hmm. The first one is back together. This was the one that spun. We'll do the wiggle test. That ain't going
He
nowhere.
gave it a firm slap on the ass.
And I said it ain't going nowhere. It'll be perfect. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. Okay.
Now you have to do the rest of them.
Yeah, all 2 more.
There's so many pistons on this motor. Get them out of here.
Right?
I want it to be like a deux chevaux. 2 pistons.
2.
What if we made a car? And what if we made it like a shit?
Gonna need the light.
Wait, so remember how we were like, yeah, this motor was probably blown up before? We were like, there's a good probability this motor has exploded and spun another bearing before. Guess what Kit just found?
Yeah. Number 2 has definitely spun a bearing previously.
Jesus Christ, this car. We were so right. I think someone got caught with it and we're just like, fuck it, we're slapping it back together. They may have not. How does the journal look on it?
The journal doesn't look horrendous.
Interesting.
Okay, I'm done doing uninteresting things now.
What day is
what
it?
got hurt?
Saturday.
Yeah, it's Saturday.
I think I'm just going
think
to
it's
toss
Saturday.
everything into one fucking video and
Yeah,
hopefully with the startup at the end.
see-
Maybe,
we'll see what happens.
Maybe if we're... cheeky.
Maybe. We'll see where we get. So I put in the other 2 rod bearings. Yay, they're in. Everything measures nice. And I scraped all the gasket surfaces. So I'm now out of...
With what tool?
With a carbide scraper that I bought, not the Snap-on one.
She's so excited about the carbide scraper that that you texted her friend Erin, 802 Garage, and she was like, do you have this tool? Have you used one? What is your address? We're sending you one. And I sent him a stupid sticker.
Yeah. Yeah, but he's a man that does enough work that he needs that tool, and he doesn't own it. So
If you don't have a carbide gasket... If you do not have a carbide gasket scraper, buy one.
Yeah, it saves you
It's
so
that
much
good.
time.
It's like you can get a cheapo one. They're fine.
Yeah, you just got to make sure it's flat.
Yeah.
Some of the reviews say they're not. But anyway, like I said, I'm out of uninteresting things to do. And the next thing I need to do is I need to replace the main bearings. Now, the main bearings happen to be behind the crankshaft, which is a slight issue.
You just take them out.
Yeah, sure. So I have to make a tool to make them come out. I'm looking at you and talking. It's tool making time.
Can I help? This is
Maybe.
the fun part.
Well,
I like this.
We'll see how long it takes to make.
It's one of those things where if I'm on a time crunch, I'm like, fuck, I hate this part. But if you're not on a time crunch, you're like, ooh, you get to make a tool.
Supposedly, the way I saw on YouTube, because I saw several different ways to make it, and the way that I saw that looked best functionality-wise also looks like it's going to be really quick to do. So first we need a
Is
cotter
it just
pin.
bending a cotter pin the right way?
Pretty much. I'm going to hold it nice and tight in the vise.
Okay.
The vise is not tight enough. Well, this one's not going to be nearly as pretty as the one that the guy made on the channel.
Will it work?
Maybe. This is my tool.
So I know it goes in the thing, right?
Yeah.
It goes in the crank and you turn it in the crank.
In theory. We'll see if it fits. Because I know what shape it needs
Do you
to
just
be.
line up like the oil galley
Yes.
and just hook it and it pulls it somehow?
Put it in the oil galley. It needs to be lower than that surface there. And then you just... You ready?
Yeah. What? Oh, that's fucking rad.
One bearing.
That is so cool.
That is a slick tool. It works exactly as advertised on the YouTubes. By Shade Tree Mechanics in like a 1.5-minute video. Perfect. It was definitely demonstrated on either a 302 or a 305. I forget which. But One of the two.
Pick one.
Yeah, exactly. Okay.
Where do you like your distributor? Oh, you chose the 302? That's wrong.
So this crankshaft is a 2333 and the engine is a quad C. So that means it gets a green, brown, brown, brown. I think it's green. I'll check when I get there, but they put the colors on the bearings.
Brown.
And that sets you your clearances. So now I got to clean out behind this so that it doesn't get too oily back there and float the bearing.
It sounds like bra sizes.
Sort of, kind of. Okay, I may need to make a better tool.
Yeah, the way you have it situated, it's ramping under.
Yep. No surprise there.
So without a word spoken between us, she's like, I need to go make a better tool. And I'm like, yeah, can't you use a nail? And I was gonna be like a flat spot the one side. She's like, yeah, that's what I'm doing now. I'm gonna get a nail and flat spot the one side.
As soon as I can find one.
Because we share the same brain, engineering-wise, from time to time.
Yeah, it happens.
It's fun.
Find a nail.
Means like we can conceptualize projects at the same time without a word spoken of even knowing we're both doing the same thing, and then we both come to each other with very similar, if not the same things, and then we get to workshop it efficiently. It's great.
It's pretty great.
It is fun. There's a nail in here now.
No, it is a screw.
Oh, there's a screw in here now. It's gonna blow up again.
No, it's not.
I have utmost confidence in this motor. I don't. I have utmost confidence in your work,
Yes.
most of your judgment, but not the motor. Goodbye.
Okay. New brown one.
New brown. There's schmutz.
Just a little bit.
I cleaned my lens. It's like HD.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no. Oh, you really bent that fucker good.
Mm-hmm. There we go. That worked a lot better.
Yeah. Green bearing. Green. No, that's the wrong way.
Mm-hmm.
A green bearing for you, my love.
Excellent. Thank you. Just taking off a bar that's on here. Green.
Green?
Well, I now understand the term roll new bearings in.
Yeah.
Cool. That's going to land right in its home. Bingo. Aaron's going to absolutely love this.
Why?
Oh, no, I think this is just going to be his favorite, like, jank thing.
802 Garage is the the friend of the day.
He is.
Friend. Right now, we're debating on the last one.
Because there is no oil galley in the crank.
On that one. There is nothing to insert the, our bearing roller tool into to force the old one out. Which means I don't know if we're going to be able to get that one out and then in nicely.
He's standing here with something to try.
Oh, what were you thinking?
And it's soft enough it won't mess up the aluminum.
That could work. I think you're going to need more force than that to get it started.
Yeah.
What I was going to say, because we have nothing to grab too rotationally on the crank there, oil galley wise, almost like a thick piece of plastic, like a credit card.
Well, that's why I got a piece of copper. Thick piece of plastic's not a bad idea. I may try that if the copper doesn't work.
Yeah, we can cut up a credit card or something and...
We won't even need it to...
or 2 layers
We won't even
of it.
need anything mounted to it. We just hammer on the far end of it.
Yeah, I think that may be a way to go.
Watch it.
Okay. Hun, give yourself some more light.
Okay, it's already moving.
Oh, okay. I thought it would take more force than that.
No, they're not in there very tight.
There's no good angle to see in there, so we await. As long as they don't fuck it up, you know?
Mm-hmm.
If you do the thing and you do it right and you don't fuck it up, it works. It just works. Tap, 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 tap. String. We're skipping the gift card idea right now. We're going for string.
Yeah.
The copper wire only works so far, expectedly. I fucking guess.
Thank you, my good friend.
Hey, no, we're great.
Okay.
My fear with that was munching the string at all behind everything.
Well, the good news is I used a very soft natural string intentionally because it'll break down in the oil and everything else.
True.
Yep, I know what I'm doing. Oh yeah, this one's quite worn.
Yeah.
That's why I want to replace it. And then the new one, we can get it part way in and then we can just gently tap it with the plastic thing until it's all the way through.
Exactly.
So not worried about that. Okay. Brown bearing.
Brown bearing.
Please ignore how nasty this all is. I'm going to run some heavy-duty diesel oil through the engine and clean all the tarnish out once we verify everything's working.
All new bearings.
Yep, all brandy new. Time for plastic gauge.
She plastic gauged them. How we looking?
Fantastic. The worst ones are 0.028. Everything else is right about 0.025. And specification for the number 1 and number 4 are between 0.016 and 0.032.
Nice.
Both of those are 0.028 on the ends and 0.025 in the middle, towards the middle of the block. So the ends of the crank,
Yes.
which is not a surprise. There's a little more wear there because the cranks kind of wobble around. And then every single one of these, so basically the very ends of the crank are like 0.028, 0.032, give or take, right at the top end of the limit. The two very ends, because they do taper. And then every single one of these other plastic gauge marks is 0.025.
Nice.
Exactly even across the whole engine.
That's what we want.
That's what we want to see.
It's now final assembly time.
Yes.
So,
Put a big glob of assembly.
assembly lube on fucking everything. Rotated a bunch. On there. Then on there. Rotated a bunch. Well, not too much, but enough to get a good bit. And the girdle is back on, hopefully for the final time.
Okay. Now I need some 10W30.
WD-40?
10W30.
WD-40.
Specifically wants Honda motor oil, but I ain't doing that. Some period correct 10W30.
Yeah, it's
I ain't
like,
putting
that's
this
what
in
you
an
want.
engine. It's fine.
Well, you are.
What?
You are putting that in an engine.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but not like for lubrication.
You gonna give him a dunk? Dunk City. You got the torque wrench ready?
Yeah, what about it?
Shall we do an aging wheels?
We can. We can now.
We totally should.
Absolutely.
Robert, this one's for you, homie.
I mean, so was the intro I did, too.
True.
I was totally ripping him off. A couple other YouTubers, too, but
Well, that's
definitely
the... who said this? I don't remember. Maybe it was Brian. When you start out YouTube, you're just a shittier version of all your favorite creators.
Yeah.
I forget who said that. And if I edited that somewhat correctly, it should go click, 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 click.
We'll see.
That's job for later me, not
It
right
is.
now me. Right now me, my job is to make problems for later me.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay. Yeah, I can't get that off.
Mechanic pro tip, as someone who does this professionally. No, I'm kidding. I do this professionally. Dry run fitting things together if you're uncertain. Because when your gaskets are all in there and you're trying to fight shit on the way in and your mating surfaces are RTV'd, you want to know what direction you should be going and the way in which you can get it the most gracefully on there.
Where did all that oil come from? So I'm doing the oil pans, and I'm getting to play with my new tool for the first time. The tube grip. It basically lets you squeeze the tube without mangling your hands, and it is wonderful. It's like using a caulk gun. Okay. Got a nice smear of Honda Bond the whole way around. You do not want too much of this, but you do want a good seal. And now I got to get this in there. That's going to be fun. Okay, this is my favorite stupid little feature of this car. I have the alternator pivot bolt. It needs to go in here. As you can see, it is too long to do that. But they put this stupid little cubby right in the frame rail with its own little plastic housing and everything, just so that you can get the alternator pivot bolt in and out. Isn't that great?
Okay, so Kit has been putting things back together.
Yes.
And I have been inside laying down because I'm sleepy. You made good progress.
I did. The
Look at all
accessories
that.
are back in.
Yeah. Belts.
Yep.
Look at that. And then I saw this. And I'm like, oh my God, it's so perfect. And then I was like,
Don't quite look up here. It's a
oh,
little
is it
bit
bad?
It's not terrible, but it's a little more than I'd like.
Oh, that's not bad.
No, it's not bad.
And I was
like I said, it's a little
this
more than
is so mathematically perfect. Like the amount of, Honda Bond that you're using. I was like, come here, I want to smooch you. And I did it like 3 times.
Also,
'cause
that
that's
thing is
such
brilliant.
a perfect amount.
I already took a video of that. I got to send it to you.
Oh, you did record while I was inside.
Only at like maybe 30 seconds to a minute, not much.
You have grease on your nose.
Thanks. These are a pain in the butt to work on when you're trying to do things.
Is it bad? I still want one.
They're not the worst thing I've worked on. It's better than the Alpha because it is like
Well, yeah, it's
reasonably laid out.
Japanese. It's
exactly.
reasonable, it's sensible, it's engineered. The Alpha was like,
We did it right the first time, and regulations have changed.
Beautiful car.
Yeah.
Now we have to figure out how to put the motor. We're done for the night.
Yeah.
I spent a long, hard day doing nothing and watching you.
Yeah.
Because we're waiting on shit for her because she decided to split her crank bolt. This is the car community Super Bowl Sunday right now.
Yes. It's even rarer than Super Bowl Sunday.
Yeah.
Okay, so I got the new tool. It's technically for Tony over there. Hi, babe. She's on the phone. But I want to play with it and try it out. So I'm going to finally deal with this bastard on the exhaust here. We'll see how it goes. Okay. I've tried drilling this... Focus. I've tried drilling this out. It ended up slightly off center, and I'm definitely into the threads. And the new bolt, for some reason, is way longer than the old bolt. So I'm just going to cut off the captive nut and put a new nut on there, which means things have escalated.
It reeks of metal and you can see the sparklies in the air, so the door has been opened.
My box of hardware that I order in bulk from McMaster Car. I can just put a nut on here. We're good.
Just did all that grinding and cutting. And I came back over here and I'm like, oh, my engine's wide open, right. Valve cover's back on after.
It'll be fine.
The cutting and grinding with the metal in the air. We need a bigger garage with an epoxy floor.
That would be nice.
That would be so nice someday. We're detouring because Noah's here in the Golf. His new acquisition. Oh, it's cute. It's so cute.
How much was that?
Noah.
So it came with the ratchets.
Oh, okay. Anti-seizing the opening or the splines of the axle, so it will come out again next time. I'm honestly amazed it came out this time.
Wait, I thought of a really good bit.
As I get all kinds of
I thought of a really good bit, hon.
What?
What if I just swapped between the two cameras?
I guess you
for
could.
no reason. And back and forth.
I
And
guess
back
you
and
could.
forth.
Anyway, so this brush has now been contaminated. Please take it and throw it out.
What?
Because you know how it is with anti-seize. Once it gets on something, I guess. Here, hold that. Thank you. Thank you, Mel. She's being ridiculous right
This
now.
is going to be an editing nightmare.
Yeah, I don't know why you're doing
just make
that
it
to yourself.
You're giving yourself work. Well, the axles are so tiny.
Right?
Like when you had it out of the car, I didn't realize it until you started putting it up against the car.
Yeah, they're little. Do you want me to pull that out?
No, I gotta get this end in first. Yeah. Yeah, if you could pull that out for me and kind of turn it.
It has rear steering. There's literally nothing in. Why is it this difficult?
Because
Oh, there we go.
coil over.
Right.
Ta-da!
Look, rear steering.
Right?
Everyone's going for, camber.
4-wheel steering on a beat.
Rear toe for the stance. Rear toe in for the
Right.
hot boy stance. It's the next big thing.
Get it like this. Almost like that. Just get it straight up so you just drag the tire.
You need to get it so that when you pin it, the car crab walks.
You would give it gas and it would literally just do that. It would drag the front around.
Yeah, you need to somehow get each rear wheel to spin in a different direction so it rotates.
Have one facing this way and have the other facing this way.
That's the bit.
It is time to put the subframe in.
Oh, you're gonna need help with that. Okay.
It's-
We have a third person for filming.
we do.
We do.
You son of a bitch, you're on the team. Don't eat
Son
it.
of a bitch, you're in. I was just gonna do it because it's so light. You like a bolt? No, I
got it?
guess you can get a bolt.
Hopefully. It's not aligned.
Babe,
What?
right here. That's not the bolt hole.
This one all the way back here?
Yeah. No,
This
there's a
one.
hole
The
right,
bolt hole in the back.
right here. I had it
Just sort
aligned
of
for you.
Something. I didn't take it apart. You think I
There you
know?
go. Okay.
This is a bit of a late warning. I'm not a good camera person, but I'm
Ah, you're
trying
on the
my
team.
best.
None of us are.
Better
No,
than
Kit's
nothing.
actually doing the best with that. She took a time lapse and everything of applying RTV.
Okay,
and I'm
there's the
like,
nut.
How does one film?
Can you pick that up before we make a mess of it?
oh, that. Sorry, I thought you were pointing to the nut. I was like, how do you make a mess of a nut? You could make a mess of a nut.
You could.
You could. One may
In fact,
make a mess of a nut.
as a wise man Bobby once said, done, get me paid, done.
Does he say that?
Get it out now.
See, that's a man who works on. No, that's what you say when you're working on a 2008 Chevy Cobalt.
That's what you say when you're doing an oil change on an Isuzu Amigo and you just want it out the door.
But it means friend.
Gotta use the big screwdriver, and then you can just,
Yeah, just like that.
Mm-hmm. Work it on the other side. There we go.
There we go.
For the front ones.
I was gonna take the camera
This is
back from Noah.
nothing. This is nothing like how they say to do it in the manual. I am definitely taking shortcuts because I didn't want to touch any of the
Perfect.
alignment bolts.
That was the way that went on. That one was professional. That was like,
Hey, I got it figured out.
I was gonna take the camera back from Noah, but he looks like he's having a great time. Using the lathe as a gimbal.
Yeah. Well, it's all nice and warm from sitting in the sun.
Is that gonna clear? Yeah, it's gonna clear. Look at that. We can get centered. Okay, I'm on. Okay, huh.
Cool. That's good enough. I'll deal with the other part.
It's on. You just gotta put bolts in.
it's hung.
It's hung.
Race car.
The race car is hung, not clickbait.
Tollgate factory.
Tollgate factory.
I'm just very happy to have a Mark 1 again.
We gotta do something stupid. We gotta drag race a bunch of shit.
It's 14.
We need to find a good drag racing road.
Yeah.
Legal drag racing, because none of these cars get to the speed limit to even pass it quickly.
Exactly.
Which one of these is the fucking oil pressure gauge?
I don't know. I just work here.
Race car.
Work from home. For legal purposes, that is a joke. Zoning has been to the house because they thought we ran an automotive repair shop. And I laughed at the guy. I'm like, no, these are all our cars. We're just unhinged and unwell. And he said, okay, I'll make a note of it. I won't bother you again.
Okay, I have finished everything under the car, including a new oil filter, and I swapped out the oil pressure switch for a mechanical gauge that is running up to the top of the car with a little 90-degree elbow on it to keep it away from the catalytic converter, because we don't want that.
Featherweight right here.
Watanabes.
What? Race car.
Yeah,
Race car.
goes on that side of the car.
Gotcha.
Thank you.
Toge.
Toge factory.
If you keep it light, the power won't matter. Just keep it light.
Unsprung weight.
Yes. Exactly.
Stopping distance improved.
RPF 1, RPF 1, RPF 1, RPF 1.
Street
RPF 1, RPF 1.
clout up.
Need RPF 1.
I had RPF ones. They
Do you
weren't
want RPF
circles.
ones?
Do you have some?
No.
Oh.
Do you want RPF 1s though?
Maybe.
We could all have RPF 1s.
That's like the Converse of wheels. Everyone has them.
Because it looks good on everything and it's a safe bet. It's just...
Noah's like, the Beat will be an effective weapon on the back roads. I'm like, oh, right. Yeah, it'll be a running car, hopefully. We haven't even let ourselves think that yet.
It's just a big Hot Wheels right now.
It is. It's just a toy. Look at this. It's an actual car again.
Yeah, we're getting there.
Sorry.
There's not much space in this garage. We need a bigger
So
garage.
that's actually my next thing is I'm going to go eat lunch. And then I'm going to come back out and I'm going to clean up so that we can put the Beat down.
Where are we putting everything?
I'm going to open the door.
We're comparing how hard our hands are, brother. You got soft hands. You need gloves like a sissy. What are you, a little femboy and needs gloves? You don't wear gloves that much.
Unfortunately, I do not. My nails are disgusting.
I know. Look, my chip nail polish and calluses. Lesbian working hands.
Okay, quick detour from the Beat because I got to move those tires, but they need to go in the fit. But the fit stereo system needs to be fixed first. So, here is the stereo system in the fit. The remote turn-on wire has pulled loose, so I gotta fix that. It's like dominoes here. You work on one car and you gotta fix another.
Kit's giving Noah the bitch jobs. That's so mean. He just wanted to hang out and he's getting the bitch work. He's been handing her tools. Noah's pushing leaves out. to the yard, and he's like, to the field. And to the field is one of our inside jokes in our car group. What it means is when you have a car fail on you catastrophically and you don't feel like fixing it, you put it to the field. Like what you do when you have a bunch of property and you just don't care anymore. To the field.
When the battery fails on the Nissan Leaf, to the field.
To the field. When a transmission fails on an old American car, to the field. When you have a slightly minor inconvenience, you know, like,
To the field.
oh, my brake caliper seized. I don't feel like fixing it. To the field, buy another car. Do it again. To the field.
Parts car, to the field.
To the field. The driveway and yard are so full
So we're all
of race cars.
No, just two.
Let's go.
Okay, so
To the driveway, to the field.
The field.
Woo, there goes my race car.
From the garage
To the van.
to the van. It's time.
you put the beat down.
Can I get a drop the beat?
Noah's heading out.
For one.
Fired right up.
Fired up.
At Walmart, buying like $100 in oil. It happens.
I'm done with Tony for the night, which means I'm going to be filming more on my phone. Kit is about to fill the transmission with tranny fluid.
Well, no, 10W30. Walmart's finest.
It's tranny fluid.
Well, they call for 10W30 in the manual, and I don't have enough Honda manual transmission fluid at the moment, so...
It's synthetic tranny fluid. We don't make enough to have enough, you know, of the natural, conventional stuff. It's going to take a while.
It is, apparently.
Well, it's because it's all the way down there. While Kit is doing that, I'm going to pull off the valve cover. The valve cover is off. Gasket. Do you have these new ones, these?
Yeah, I got new ones of all of those guys.
Okay. Give me. There we go. Oh, that wasn't that bad.
No, they're not too bad. Getting that off of there might be...
Oh, there's a metal cap on it. Interesting.
Yeah.
I'll just snip them off.
Well, we got to be able to get the new ones on.
Yeah, you push them.
So look at this. They're all Honda genuine parts.
Overnight from Japan.
Okay, I got to tighten that guy. I believe it was this wrench.
Let's give it a light cleaning. Clean it like the Mercedes ones at work. You do a little ATF and steel wool.
Yeah.
Cleans them like gorgeous. Oh, they come with the new metal cap on them.
Oh, do they?
Yeah.
Wow, they're only like $3 or $4 a piece too, so good on you, Honda.
It's a bit difficult to force these over. There's that one. I'm gonna say it too.
What?
Good job, Honda.
Right?
Because the new parts have little locators on it, or like friction-y things.
Like Hondas from this era are just fantastic little cars.
I'm gonna hold one up to the camera. No, but like, look at this. These have little friction tabs on them so they stay in place when it's upside down. Which you may think is the bare minimum, but
Yeah. You'd be surprised.
on other manufacturers, it is not. Okay. All right, you want to put this in? What do you think of my pink ratchet?
It's a nice ratchet.
So slay.
I wouldn't pay that much for it though.
Look at it smush. Look at it smush. Look at it go.
Right?
Oh. Was that my ratchet skipping teeth or was it?
Nope.
Ah. We were doing so well.
Yep. Oh, well, the
Hey, at least yours isn't a fucking crank bolt.
No. But there's only 4 valve cover bolts on this car.
Yeah, it's at the top. It'll be fine. How much oil splash is there? It's not a high revving motor. It's a high revving motor. Huh.
Yep.
Well, we have a 90-degree drill and left-hand drill bits on the way.
Yeah, but none that small.
No?
No. The valve cover?
Temporary fix, because we're not waiting for that little fucking bolt to come from Japan and us to fix the head. Well, the bolt stuck in the head. And
That's an over the winter thing. It can leak a little bit.
it's just getting a bolt, a nut, and the old rubber that came off the old
2
bolt.
nuts to make sure it doesn't back off and fall into the engine.
Good idea. Oil time, and then crank. Well, and then spark plugs out, and then crank. Babe,
What?
I wanted to run this by you in the event the Beat survives this.
Right.
I thought of a name.
Uh-oh.
Rod.
I don't know.
Because Rod had no bearing on the situation.
No. Maybe. I don't think so.
You don't like Rod?
No.
Rod had no bearing on the situation, babe. Rod bearing.
I know. I like the pun. I'm not really a fan of the name.
Rod. Like Rod Stewart.
Nah.
If you want my body, anything, let me know.
Here you go. Have some power.
Just a little bit of electricity as a treat.
That was extremely anticlimactic.
Yeah, we didn't leave the key on. There it is.
Hey! It goes the other way. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
There's the lady.
All right, I'm gonna scoot up.
Okay. Do we see any reason we can't crank it? Put it in neutral. Okay. Yeah, let's go for it. Crank it.
Ready?
Yeah.
Nervous.
Yeah, it is what it is at this point. Oh, there it is. Okay, go ahead and stop. That's 50 PSI.
Nice.
PKR.
That was really promising.
It was.
There was no...
I'm just going to just...
Which is funny now that it's not there, because when it was there, it was so faint, because it's such a tiny motor, that it didn't really sound like rod knock. It sounded almost like rod knock, but something smaller. It's a tiny, tiny motor. We're going to try to start it. It'll probably start and run with no rod noise, hopefully.
I gotta connect this.
However long after that there's no rod noise is the $1,000,000 question. However, promising. Okay, new plugs are in. Wires are back on.
Down the dipstick. Should I add a bit more?
Yeah, you filled the filter and also our gauge.
Okay.
Okay, all the garage doors are open. Kit is running to get the fan so we can blow fresh air into the garage because we don't want to take this off the lift yet, but we do want to run it on the lift. And then it's go time.
Here we go. Clear the prop. Clear prop. Well, good news is you have recording on your phone. Bad news is I have a photo on mine. No. You have the... Huh.
You sure you hooked up the coil correctly?
Yeah, there's only 3 wires. Okay, battery's hooked up. This is all back together. That fuse is in.
Did we blow that fuse?
I don't think so.
We have no power at the fuel pump. Can't hear it running when we cycle the key. We had dash lights when I first cranked it, like bulb light or bulb check. We do not now. We have voltage at the ignition coil, but it's acting like the ECU is not on. We checked the fuses for that. They're fine. We're checking for grounds now if Kit missed anything when it went back together, but okay, calling it a night.
We'll leave it plugged in overnight. But
I'm gonna let the battery charge. Current theory is main relay for the ECU. All right, want to get those lights, babe?
Okay, so someone on the Honda Beat US Owners Facebook group suggested I check the gauges fuse inside. And would you look at that? This fuse apparently feeds both the main relay, the gauges, and the ECU. Let's see if we get a bulb check now. Hell yeah! Let's go!
I'm eating a cookie. I've been told there was a groundbreaking development here. So, I'm out here now.
Fuse.
Ready to go
Actually,
for
you know
it?
what? You can't eat that one. That one caused us enough grief last night. You can eat it.
Okay. It'll taste good and crunchy.
Excellent.
Ready?
Yeah.
All right, let's put the camera here.
Want to see if there's spark?
Watch it fire.
Right? Which case, immediately kill it. Oh yeah, there's fuel pump. Okay, that was new. Stop.
Yeah.
Yeah, the main relay may be getting flaky. That might have been what took out the.
Yep. That's fuel pump.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, let's do it. A little gas. It's going to be angry because it doesn't know about what's going on. That top end noise? I think that's top end noise. We got 60 psi pressure. No. Let me poke my head under. But it doesn't surprise me that ECUs can use that. Woohoo! Give it a tiny rev. Okay, it's just dragging the transmission. Is it? Okay. That doesn't surprise me. The ECU's totally reset. I'm gonna keep an eye out for leaks. Yeah, most of the noise you're hearing is top end.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all top end noise.
Talking about that.
Oh yeah, that's input shaft bearing or pilot bearing. Yeah. You can let the clutch out. Check it out, we running. No bad noises except for the input shaft bearing, but we're gonna ignore that.
And the top end.
And the top end.
But we have decent oil
55
pressure.
psi, although it's not warmed up yet. Tiny rev. Oh, it sounds good.
Idle drop.
Yeah, they can be pissy about idle.
It feels crude and unbalanced. Go figure.
Yeah, it's a 3-cylinder. Who would have thought? Also, the poor thing is relearning everything.
This is the first time I've been in the car with it running.
Congratulations.
Okay. Yeah, I really look like shit. Ugh, I need a shower.
I'm sorry.
I was doing R107 fuel system, doing a fuel tank on a 107 at work today, so.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah. We're at 53-ish PSI on the oil gauge. And we have temp.
We do.
So I think we're gonna let it run a few more minutes. I'm gonna give it the most gingerly of blips.
You're gonna give it a tiny rev? There we go.
Ooh, there's a low idle. Give it a little more. Wow,
That adjusted.
it's idling quite low. Let me see if I can edge
I'm gonna have
the...
to do a full tune-up.
Something came out the exhaust?
I think it's just water.
Probably. There is a new tap. You hearing that new tap?
Which one? Yes.
Is that from underneath?
I don't know. Put the clutch in?
All right, putting the clutch in. I'll get on the brakes for good measure. It's idling up again for some reason. Not on the gas. At about 50. Oh, it's just header noise?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll take that. All right, can I let the clutch out and get off the brake?
Yeah.
Okay.
It is spraying quite a bit of condensation out.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's catted.
This is true, okay.
Right?
Yeah.
So right now we're debating, on when we're gonna stop it. There's no window there. We're debating on when we're pulling the soil out. We've been running it about 8 minutes?
10 minutes.
10 minutes. We still have about 50 PSI. We're in the middle of the gauge, temp gauge.
I'm not hearing any untoward noises.
Yeah, it doesn't sound
I
too
think
bad.
we'll run it till it warms up.
Yeah, I'd like to pull the oil with it warm.
Yeah.
Because in theory everything's suspended from it circulating.
Mm-hmm. Well, that was my original plan to flush it out.
Plan.
My original plan
The
was to
original
flush it out
plan.
with warm oil,
Yeah.
with thick enough oil to keep the rod from knocking it idle before. But there
We
wasn't
didn't
no
get
oil.
that far.
There wasn't any oil that was keeping that rod from knocking it idle.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Let it go for another few minutes. I want to see the oil pressure drop a bit more before we pull it, but
It may just have really high oil pressure because we got 2050 in it. Like,
it may. What did we have on a startup? 80?
we had 60.
60.
Yeah.
I would expect more of a difference. You sure this gauge is accurate?
Ish. Yeah.
Ish.
It's going to be, I would give it plus minus 15%.
Yeah, I would expect more difference by now.
Yeah. It probably has barely warmed the oil up. You saw how long it takes to get Herbie's oil up to temp, and we're only idling.
Can I give it a rev and hold it, see if the pressure comes up on this gauge?
Yeah.
Not crazy.
Actually, hang on. Before you do that, I'm going to get a piece of cardboard and stand behind the engine so we don't just stand behind the car so we don't just spew.
Shit. Well, I'm not revving it to high heaven. I'm gonna rev it.
Even the little revs you've done.
It's spewing water out.
Yeah, it's spewing condensation. It's not coolant, it's not oil, so whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a little chilly out, so we haven't even gotten the cooling fan on yet.
Go for it.
Go for it. I'm gonna rev it to about 2, I think.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah?
It is moving on the gauge, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I expected.
I got 5 PSI from that. I'm just checking to make sure the gauge is at all accurate.
That sounds about right. 10 psi per 1,000 RPM above 3,000.
Okay.
We got 5 going from 1,000 to 2,000.
Put your hand on the bottom of the pan for me, see how warm it is. I'm gonna go based off that, see how warm our oil is.
Okay.
Don't burn yourself, please.
I'll try not to.
Herbie.
Boy,
Pony. Click.
click.
All right, let's see what we got.
Hells yeah. We running.
She's excited.
Listen,
we'll see
I
how
didn't
long
break
it stays running for.
We'll see how long it stays running for, but I didn't break everything, and we have made an improvement. I'm calling that a successful learning experience, and I'm happy.
I mean, for $200 in parts and many hours of your life.
I'll
Fuck
take
it. Fuck
It's
it, we
cheaper than
ball.
College.
Tell me about it. Fucking UTI.
I was gonna say it's cheaper than how much you spent on learning.
Yeah. Go for it.
Okay. This plug is quite warm.
Well, yeah, we just ran it a bunch. A little cloudy. A little dark, but that's no surprise.
It's draining nice and fast.
Well, yeah, it's warm.
Yeah, I see some flakes in there, but that's
no
also
surprise.
no surprise.
Yeah, it's cloudy because that engine is sludgy as hell.
Oh yeah, but that looks good otherwise. Look in there. Walmart's finest. This is nice and warm.
That's good. Let's see that under the light. It's looking a bit metallic-y. However, again, not much of a surprise.
Yeah, I don't know if those are metal flakes. No, those are all bubbles.
Swirl your finger in it.
Those are all little bubbles.
Yeah, it is kind of frothy because you just ran it. I think there may be still some contaminants in there.
Yeah, there's a flake in there. I just saw one. But that's not a surprise because we're cleaning out what's left of the crap in the engine. This is why we're doing this.
And it's not like we have much fucking choice at this point.
Yeah. No, this is exactly why
We're doing what we're doing.
we're doing what we're doing.
And that's why you run it warm. Because see how it's all suspended in there now?
Yep. Well, that's what I was trying to do before, but we didn't get that far.
No, we got nowhere near that far.
No. So what we will do is we will let this sit overnight and pour off the top of it and see what falls out of suspension.
Okay.
Again, no surprises.
Okay, we're going to let that drain.
Yeah.
We're calling it there for the night. The beat is
The beat
bare
is right.
minimum, running with no rod knock again.
For now.
Well, again, Lord knows the last time it has run with no rod knock.
That's fair.
Probably sometime in Japan, many years ago.
Who knows?
Who knows?
This is what happens when you buy an $800 car. Plus $3,200 in shipping and fees and import duties and taxes.
All right. Signing off, there'll be more beat to come. Beat to come? You're so close. So my YouTube notifications, I don't know why. All it shows.
Hang on, there it goes.
All it shows is Aaron. Just all it shows is Aaron, and I love it.